Friends of social media, good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today, with a nice surprise, we have our friend Mere,
Hello everyone, guys.
owner of Dolce Salato, a creperie here in Milan. So today, we talk about sweets, we talk about creperies. No, we talk about what needs to be done to open a creperie in Milan. Because many know, I open a kiosk in Kathmandu. I open a bar in Milan. So what needs to be done to open a venue in Milan, in your specific case, a creperie?
So the first thing, guys, that is very important is to identify, well, the area. You understand a bit where to bring your target, your thoughts.
The choice of location.
The choice of location, what you want to bring. If you want to bring, for example, I bring crepes, and maybe you, Luca, or others want to bring a bar, cafe, pizzeria.
Okay, so let's say
It also depends a lot on the area.
exactly what you want to do, in this case, a creperie, and the location, to do it based on what you want to bring. Essential, because if you open in the wrong place, it's already half failed. But then concretely, on a bureaucratic level, money.
It really depends a lot on the area, because areas cost, as we know. For example, in this case in Milan, I don't know. I took it on Corso di Porta Ticinese. We know we are near the columns. We are on the Duomo via Torino. Rents are very expensive, even a hole. I mean, even 30 square meters can cost from 4,000 and up, which is not a lot, 4,000 euros. You're almost on via Torino, but it's a nice expense. It's money. Then there are many, because the market has increased. There are many for 30 square meters, let's be clear. However, for the expenses that exist today, then on a bureaucratic, concrete level, what do I have to do?
I'll open a VAT number.
VAT number, let's start with all the lists. VAT number, immediately the VAT number, an SRL, an SRLS, it depends on the budget one has. We need to immediately understand if there is a good exit, okay, from the place that has been selected. So, for the place we are going to identify, we need to understand if there is a good exit.
Let's say we open it anew. We open a new empty venue.
It means that we have to give him the deposits. He asks for the deposits, right? He asks for 6 months of deposit.
But you need to have licenses, the HTTP, all that stuff that interests me.
You need the HTCP, that stuff. What happens? They bring it to you later. They do the courses for you later.
But do you need a license to open a creperie, or can I open a creperie tomorrow?
A regular diploma is enough.
I don't need a certificate like for table service that I know how to handle food. No.
None of that is needed.
Because to open a bar, if I'm not mistaken, you need to have a specific requirement.
So, I don't remember well what... The rack, very good. The rack was slipping my mind. The rack is 3 years old.
Even for carpentry.
Yes, also for the creperie. It was slipping my mind simply because I have always worked in the restaurant industry, so I had it automatically.
So you need a rack. For those who don't have it, how do they make rack?
The rack. No, there are courses.
Do you need to take courses? Work for years? No, just take the course.
You must take the course?
Or else, you need to have someone who has it, even if they are not the owner.
At least 3 years. At least 3 years of experience in the restaurant industry.
But to say, if I want to open, I just need to hire someone who has the rec, and I can start. In the meantime, I can take the course myself, just in case. That's it. But does this person who has the rec always need to be present in the creperie?
No, but in my opinion, they must have at least I don't know. They must be an administrator, something in the company. They must have a say.
Let's say, for example, you have the rec, your creperie, and now you are not in the creperie, you are here. Is there someone with the reci in the creperie?
No, it's enough for me. They call me. I go.
It's not a problem. The important thing is that one has this requirement.
Exactly. In the company, in the creperie. It's enough that there is someone who has it.
Okay, and then how do you handle the materials? How do you find the suppliers? Where do you find the suppliers? I don't know anyone. Where do I find the suppliers?
Word of mouth. Through friends can also be useful. But do you have a supplier? You're a classic. Do you have a supplier? Word of mouth is one of the most fundamental things. Nowadays still. We talk about social media, etc. It's not a problem. I mean, social media is essential. But word of mouth among friends, suppliers, bars, right? For example, you go to a bar, excuse me, but Where do you get the fruit?
They tell you they don't hide it. Actually, it's better. Because if you bring me the supplier thanks you and definitely gives you a better price. So it's all like that. But I know there are possibilities to not pay immediately and to make subscriptions. For example, I remember when I wanted to open a bar, if you got coffee from one, he wouldn't make you pay immediately for the coffee machine, etc. But you had to buy coffee from him for, I don't know, a year or two. For a creperie, it's more or less the same thing.
So it depends.
How much money need to invest to open a creperie?
From a location to zero, from 40 to 60,000.
What are all the materials?
These are all the materials. But then I also include the deposits. That's everything. To start. To raise the shutter. You need at least 50,000 euros. That's the minimum. How many employees do you need for a therapy? I work there. So I have another full-time employee and also another part-time because I stay open a good 12 hours, at least 12 hours. So 7 days a week. How does it work for the hours?
One thing I've never understood. You could stay open all night, right?
You have to indicate it. Of course, you can stay open.
If you indicate it, you can stay open all night.
You can stay open 24/7.
But pay more taxes if you stay open longer.
No, the more strength you have to stay open, the further you go.
And how many are the concrete expenses that a creperie has?
Because many want to know. The first fundamental expense is indeed the rent, which is the one that kills you the most. And guys, the real companion.
But no one buys the walls. It's very difficult.
The real expense that you have every day, as you will also have, is the VAT. VAT, guys, is your travel companion. Oh my, it's a really terrible thing. It's really, hello VAT, VAT everywhere. But you can deduct it. Yes, of course. But initially, it's heavy. However, here are the fundamental expenses. Rent, always monthly, and the employee. The suppliers, there are suppliers where you make agreements. So what happens? I pay for October at the end of November.
60 days.
30, 60 days.
The suppliers are actually happy. They are a bit pleased. They say, but do you want to pay? No, pay me in 60, 90, or 120, 7 or 80.
I hold them in my heart. Because I understand them. They too. Guys, it's like that. But you can't start right away with a boom, you understand? Or you already have a nomination. So even to get the nomination, it takes a bit. So it's not very easy, you see. Not very.
Fortunately, I am in a very cozy area. I want to count your money, of course. But rightly, people will come to understand how to maintain a creperie at a minimum level to cover expenses. You need to make 13,000 a month. What does that break down to daily?
That's 3. You don't work 30 days, do you?
How many days do you work? 24, 25? You already work 7 days a week.
30 days in a month.
So working all the time, let's say
400 euros on average per day. How many crepes is 400 euros? If you spend 8 euros, 5 times 8, that's 50 crepes a day.
Do you make them 50? You make them in Milan. Well, you are also in a renowned area, someone who opens the suburbs.
In fact, need to see if it goes back to discussing the fundamental areas.
The fundamental area. An idea. Anyway, about the food to take, because then you can also throw the stuff away, right?
Of course.
I mean, also having, I don't know, the bananas,
Rather say that I don't have it, the client, but not because I don't have the service. Because it seems that many times you've worked a lot, right? You say, look, I just finished them. I'm working a lot. Ah, damn. I'm glad. The client tells you, right?
Of course.
So, as a result, I ran out of bananas. And look, I don't have bananas, but I have berries, strawberries. Ah, okay. Then give me the berries. I ran out of strawberries. Ah, look, I have kiwis and the...
Hey, here to give you an idea, you really need to go home. At first, having never done.
So, having worked in catering, I always, in pizzerias, start a bit low because you say, I'm new. It's not that. You say, but whatever. I have Nutella. I'll make you. You do the girocuo, and I make them, from Monday to Thursday. You say, how many crepes can I make? I'll make 30, 40 a day, got it. So you work for those 30, 40 a day. Then maybe. There are days when you make even 20, huh? I mean, it's not every day. But then you get to Friday and Saturday and Sunday and you say, hold on, it's the weekend. There are more people. It's normal. We all know that. You load up for at least 120, 150.
Also because then obviously buying more from the supplier lowers the cost. The cost lowers. Another fundamental thing, because I went through a period where I was always watching the NAS operations, and rightly so, the checks, etc. And in my opinion, those who work in the restaurant industry are like heroes. I mean, they should almost win a Nobel Prize, in the sense that if you follow NAS operations, there are 1,000 things to do. I mean, every process you have to label it. Put the date, put everything, we label everything, even simply the refrigerator. Every day you need to take the refrigerator temperatures and record them. However, this is something they teach you when you do the HACCP.
This is when they give you the HACCP course, which is right before opening, the day before opening maybe. There are hours that are not yet in the week. You take the HACCP course and they start explaining everything to you. They come there, they explain everything to you.
In my opinion, I don't know why I don't have it, but I think it's essential to have a precise routine, to do everything, even in terms of cleaning.
So it needs to be written down day by day.
No, I'm talking about someone who, I'm not talking about you.
No, in general, one has to tell them, I mean, they say it themselves. Or they ask the question, in your opinion, when is it better to say Sunday? When you finish everything over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when there's less going on everywhere, that Sunday evening when there's a bit less because Monday the cleaning week starts again. Because on Monday they could knock and ask, what is this, what is that? And then from Monday, gradually, you go over all the details, the little things, I mean, like the stained fridge. Remove the general dirt on Sunday, just the big stuff. Always with the label and everything.
Other things you would recommend.
Business plan. For funding.
So the entire commercial part.
Yes, it needs to be done completely. And you also need accountants there. It all starts with the accountant. The accountant must be ready to respond to all the specific requests they make.
Another essential expense for those in the restaurant business today is marketing, the foundation, especially on social media. Today you see that places like Antico Vinaio and others have filled their spaces simply through marketing.
Molice Senza only on TikTok.
Now we also have Dolce Salato, which is about to explode. In fact, I invite you to go check it out.
Soon it will explode. In fact, I will be waiting for you.
And that is another expense that I think many people who open businesses do not fully understand what marketing is and what it means to promote oneself on social media, but it is essential. I mean,
it is the second highest investment in the business. In the restaurant, that one says marketing. But yes, a lot of people will pass by, but no. Yes, word of mouth, I tell my friends, but it doesn't work that way, guys. It's not like that. It's the second expense after rent. Third, let's say after the dependent rent. That must be paid, guys. Otherwise, they throw you out or you leave and work alone. There's marketing, and it has to be paid.
I mean, you need to hire a professional, especially if you have some experience, okay? But you need to pay someone to do marketing because it is essential. Otherwise, you won't reach customers. I mean, it really makes a difference in the numbers. It's a recurring expense that you have to...
No, you have to take that into account. That...
How much does it roughly cost?
I spend 1,000 euros. That's a lot, huh? 1,000 euros a month. Another employee. Oh, that's fair. It's at least 1,000 euros a month at least. Then there's... I exaggerate. I don't exaggerate. Come on, the little balls. I also have strong connections, friends anyway.
Do you know many influencers? Exactly, come on, I know quite a few, a lot. So I'm also lucky, but for those who don't, it's not easy, okay? You have to pay, you have to invest in marketing in terms of sponsorship and everything. It's definitely 100%. We need to give it our all, guys. I hope we have been helpful for those who maybe want to open a creperie or something else. If you have questions, of course, link in the description. Write comments in the description, like, follow the channel. And if you want to visit my friend Mere, Dolce e Salato, at Corso di Porta Cinese 1, Milan, you can find him there. Let me know if you saw the video, were interested. You can find him there. Questions? I'll be waiting with a crepe in front of me. Everything is fine. Take care. Bye, guys. See you next time.